Oran Z's Pan-African Black Wax Museum operated in Los Angeles from 1999 through July 17, 2012, as a labor of love and community resource. Eventually, a large redevelopment project in the Crenshaw area forced the museum's closure in 2012, and Belgrave had to pack up his enormous collection. He stored the trove, reportedly some 3 million objects in total, in shipping containers out in the Southern California desert, where he and his wife Betty relocated. The couple lived amid stacks of artifacts, even in their home, as Betty good-naturedly tolerated Oran's eclectic ways as an artist and collector. By his late 60s, Belgrave faced health problems and the Herculean task of finding a permanent safe haven for his life's work. Oran, 67, is struggling with both poor health and worry over the future of his life's work, a strange, surprising chronicle of Black Americana. NPR reported in a 2018 feature story on him. With no major institution stepping up to take over his unique collection, he feared this slice of an often undocumented part of African American history may die with him, if left in storage. Despite these challenges, Belgrave did not give up on his mission. He began collaborating with other emerging Black museums to share pieces of his collection and expertise. Notably, he became involved in the establishment of the Roots 101 African American Museum in Louisville, Kentucky, which opened in 2019. Some of Roots 101's inaugural exhibits were furnished with artifacts given and donated from Oran Z Belgrave's collection. In fact, Belgrave is credited as a founding contributor to Roots 101. He has also advised or assisted museums and ethnic art galleries elsewhere in the US, and even in Africa, lending his knowledge on preserving Black heritage. In addition to his Omaha and Los Angeles museums, Belgrave at one point helped found a gallery museum in Blythe, California, and has been involved with museum projects in other cities as a consultant, such as the Negro League Museum and the Jazz Museum in Kansas City, MO, with the 18th and Vine Project. His passion for promoting Black art also led him to organize or support ethnic art galleries, such as the Black Rainbow Art Gallery in Omaha in the early 1990s, which showcased works by Black, brown, yellow, and red artists, and where he mentored younger curators. They had an art opening on the Honest Friday of every month, starting at 7:00 p.m., followed by wine, cheese, and open mic. The first Black multicultural art gallery in Omaha, NE, was on 13th and Howard that Oran opened in 1974, and helped celebrate the bicentennial in 1975, which brought the traffic from 10th and Howard all the way up to 13th and Howard. Through these efforts, OranZBelgrave has had a hand in creating cultural institutions that celebrate African American history and art in several communities. Writing and publications. Cover of Oran Z Belgrave's 2019 book 100 Ways to Use a Dead Cabbage Patch Doll, one of many quirky and educational titles he has authored. Complementing his work in museums and beauty, Oran Z Belgrave has been an extremely prolific author, self-publishing a vast number of books, booklets, and annual calendars over the years, starting with 1,993 calendars. That was written by Oran Z Belgrave, Sr. and Jr. That's the calendars. In fact, he has written and produced over 200 books, including both print and digital media, on topics ranging from African American history to art, fashion, and hair care. Many of these publications are unique in their approach and title, reflecting Belgrave's creative flair and humor. For example, one of his better-known offbeat titles is 99 and 100 Ways to Use a Dead Cabbage Patch Doll, a satirical book that repurposes the famed 1980s toy doll as an exploration of Black cultural commentary, up to his books, The Ghetto Gourmet, Hot 100 and 1,200 African Proverbs, more African proverbs than most people have ever seen in print. Bible Characters Explained. It is a 1,488-page book that can be bought at his website, www.OranZBooks.com, in an ebook for only $3.69. He has also published calendars that double as history lessons, such as the 1,619 2020 colored Negro, Black, African American History Calendar, which chronicles centuries of Black history in calendar format, which remained on Amazon's top 10 in multicultural calendars for the year 2020. Other works by Belgrave include biographies and art books, like Cora Lee Day, The Black Grandma Moses, profiling a Black folk artist, and The Art of Oran Z, a collection of his own artwork. He has written educational texts, for instance, Old School Black Hair Care, which shares traditional Afrocentric hair care knowledge, and hair weaving instruction textbook for aspiring stylists. Much of Belgrave's writing centers on African American heritage and untold stories. Titles such as Jim Crow No Mo and Jim Crow Racist Joke Books delve into the history and remnants of the Jim Crow era and racist memorabilia. He authored Black History by Any Means Necessary, echoing Malcolm X's famous phrase, and Black Women Who Rocked Our World, highlighting contributions of Black women. Belgrave even ventured into children's educational books with works like Dad, I Can Write Cursive, which teaches cursive writing with an Afrocentric alphabet theme. Many of his publications are richly illustrated, pulling from his own collection of photographs and artifacts to provide visual context. For instance, Door of Return, 400 Years of Slavery in America, accompanied an exhibit marking the quadricentennial of the first African slaves in Virginia. Additionally, Belgrave has created niche art, fashion books, such as pocket square design books, e.g., 101 Paisley Pocket Puffs, and catalogs of African fabric art. Belgrave's self-published works often serve dual purposes as both educational resources and collectibles themselves. He distributes them through online platforms and at events, aiming to make Black history accessible in everyday formats. For example, his Black history calendars and coloring books have been used in schools and community centers. By 2020, Oran Z Belgrave had produced a staggering volume of content, which one Goodreads bibliography estimated at 60 ion. Distinct book titles and counting. This output solidifies his role as a cultural historian, not only collecting others' stories, but also authoring and disseminating knowledge. Later, achievements and legacy. Today, Oran D. Oran Z Belgrave is revered as a Renaissance man, whose career has spanned beauty, art, history, and entrepreneurship. In his senior years, he continues to innovate and inspire. In the realm of hair care, he launched an initiative called the Millionaire Hair Club, which is a program intended to mentor and empower hairstylists to turn their craft into successful businesses. Through this program, which includes private workshops and training sessions with Oran Z himself, he shares the techniques and business techniques that he developed over decades in the beauty industry. Belgrave also holds the title of professor at the College for Appraisers, where he teaches about art and antique appraisal, leveraging his vast experience in valuing Black memorabilia. This academic role highlights how his two passions intersect. He is able to instruct others on recognizing the historical and monetary value of cultural objects, something he has done informally for years through his museum work. Oran Belgrave's remarkable life story has been featured in major media outlets and public forums. He has given interviews about his museum and collection to the likes of NPR, National Public Radio, and has been profiled in the Los Angeles Times and LA Weekly, among other publications. These features often describe him as an indefatigable collector, with a mission to preserve Black heritage at all costs. They also note his vibrant, personal style. Belgrave is often seen wearing colorful African attire and a gold Z pendant around his neck, embodying the fusion of art and identity that defines his journey. Within the African American museum community, he is respected as a pioneer of small, independent museums. In 2014, he was invited to speak at the Association of African American Museums Conference, sharing insights from 23 years of building Black museums on a grassroots level. As of the mid-2020s, Oran Z Belgrave lives in Southern California and remains actively involved in cultural preservation. He continues to seek a permanent home for his immense collection, exploring partnerships with universities or cultural centers that could take stewardship of the artifacts for posterity. His contributions have already seeded legacy institutions. The Roots 101 Museum in Louisville stands as one such benefactor of Belgrave's lifelong collecting. In Omaha, his early efforts have not been forgotten, and there is renewed interest in Black Americana artifacts that he first showcased decades ago. Countless individuals whom Oran has mentored, From hairstylists trained in his wonder-weave techniques to young artists and historians inspired by his museums, are carrying forward pieces of his legacy. In sum, Oran D, Oran Z Belgrave's biography is the story of a visionary inventor and cultural guardian. From formulating groundbreaking hair products that empowered people to express themselves, to amassing a record of Black history that might otherwise have been lost, Belgrave has blazed a singular path. His life's work bridges the worlds of beauty and history. In a way few could imagine, he used the profits of hair glue to buy historical artifacts, turned a modest salon into a museum of the African American experience, and wrote volumes to educate future generations. Appropriately, his journey has been described as long and strange, but also profoundly impactful. Oran Z Belgrave stands as a testament to how one person's passion and ingenuity can enrich a community's understanding of itself, making him a true pioneer in every field he touched.